How to keep a balance between studies and our hobbies? What a wonderful question, Rectorat. Okay, so I'm going to take that question quickly. How to balance your studies and your hobbies. Now, the ideal situation would be this wonderful thing, right? Whatever is your hobby, if you can pursue as your career and make money out of it, that's the best situation to be in. But I'm not sure what are your hobbies and are you really serious about turning them into your profession? If you are really serious about taking up something that you're very good at and turning them into your profession, then there's a way to go about this. That, you know, like a simple example, like if you see the world champions, like, you know, the cricketers or the people, those who are exceptionally wonderful in their craft. Now they have mastered their craft and they have studied their craft. So you can say that they have done the PhD and masters in that particular craft, right? So they have not really focused on any other things. But suppose your study and hobbies are different, and if you feel that your hobbies are not something that can help you generate an income in the future, or if you don't think that you're serious about that aspect, then how do you balance then whatever your studies are and hobbies are? So I generally divide my entire 24 hours into different quadrants, and I'm going to give you these different quadrants that I divide my 24 hours into. So I divide these quadrants in major part of, you know, the 24 hours into my food and the necessity other stuff. Like taking care of yourself is one quadrant, and I divide that quadrant like sleep, food, taking care of yourself, bathing, and all other stuff that you need to do in your life and that is necessary. I take about 11 hours of my day or 12 hours of my day into those things. Then the remaining 12 hours I divide into income generating activities. Like I focus on my career, I focus on my future. What do I need to do to generate the income and get my lifestyle better and better? So say about out of those 12 hours, about my 7 to 8 hours of time goes into either executing the current work that I have in my hand, or then planning for what I need to do for the future. Then remaining is the 4 hours time, which I divide into my other activities, like, having fun, then reading something and things like that. So 4 hours I give for my relationships and my fun activities, including my hobbies. So I divide it very simply in this way. So your studies are going to be the part of your 8 hours schedule, which is necessary to build your income, income streams, and which is necessary to build your career. So 8 hours you focus on what you need to do to make that money and to build your career and to work on your future goals. And 4 hours are there where you can nurture your relationships and you can also take care of your hobbies. Now, how do you divide that? It's totally up to you. And in the first 12 hours, as I said, that sleep, exercise, eat, taking care of yourself. So this is how pretty much I divide my time. If this helps you, you can do it too. So check that out for yourself. So Smita is asking why people seek validation from others. Is it really needed? Okay, that's a wonderful question. Why do we seek validation? Because it's a very innate need of the human being, and it comes from the millions of years of conditioning that our brain has gone through. So validation is a huge part of our growing up. Remember, when you're born, you're practically helpless, right? You're dependent on other people for the first few years of your life. Your food, changing your nappy, giving you the basic education of survival. All of those things come from your families, and you're mostly dependent on them. So when that happens, and when you take any action, when they teach you something and when you're taking that action, you look up to those people. Like, if you take your first step forward, you look up to your mother or your primary caregiver to see whether I've done it right. And when they clap for you, it's kind of like a reaffirming to yourself that it's an encouragement, right? So it's a human design that you seek for validation. However, seeking validation as a child from a parent is a very different story, and then when it continues, because a lot of humans do not grow in their space in terms of emotions. So when you grow up in your life, ideally you should be independent and you should be doing things on your own, and you don't need that validation from the adults. But if you are someone whose wounds are unhealed, and if you are someone who's gone through some sort of a trauma, if you have felt that you have not got enough attention from people, or you feel that there is some sort of a rejection and abandonment issue that you're facing in your life, then what's going to happen is you're constantly going to seek validation even in your later stages of life, and that sort of a validation is very toxic. So working on yourself constantly to make sure that you can eliminate this need for validation can really help you to progress in your life, to love yourself more, to be an independent human being, not just financially or physically, but also emotionally and mentally. And this will really help you to go and achieve your highest potential. So I hope this helps you. Let me know in the chat box.